السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته وبعد. الحمد لله نحمده سبحانه وتعالى ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. من يهدي الله فهو المهتدي ومن يضلل فلن تجد له وليا مرشدا. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه ثم أما بعد. I'll be talking inshallah about what we call in Arabic نظرية الظروف الطارئة, the theory of the unexpected situations. Why should I talk about this theory? The reason behind that is halal and haram is a part of the deen, and many people don't take any consideration, or just a very small and little consideration to the issue of the transactions and dealings. However, many people, many brothers and sisters, are showing enough interest in the al-ibadat, and they know, alhamdulillah, a lot about it. At the same time, there are many of us who's ignorant about halal and haram through what we call transactions or dealings. So I've come across a lot of fatwa regarding the issue of coronavirus and its impact upon the ummah in general, and especially the issue of ibadat. Yes, in fact, there are many fatwa regarding the issue of coronavirus, like stopping the Jumu'at and Salat al-Jama'ah, congregational prayer, and also possibly the closure, not only the closure of the Haramain, etc. But the thing is, there isn't enough, or I didn't come across any issue considering this situation, considering the Sharia issue regarding the transactions and dealings. Even the Muslim scholar forums who issued many ahkam rulings about the ibadat, considering Jumu'ah, etc. They didn't mention the issue of transactions and dealings, and normally we need to look at this subject as well, because we can't be a good servant of Allah if we just worship Allah through the salat and siyam, maybe hajj and umrah. No, this is not enough. So we need to consider the issue of transactions, because the transactions may lead to halal and haram. If we look back to the first revelation of the Quran considered this issue in the beginning, in which the scholars they said the Quran of Mecca is based on the issue of Aqidah. It's talking a lot and mainly about the Aqidah. But at the same time, there are some ayat which shows that the halal and haram is linked to Aqidah. قال تعالى: قل لا أجد فيما أوحي إلي محرما على طاعم يطعمه إلا أن يكون ميتة أو دما مسفوحا أو لحم خنزير فإنه رجس أو فسق أهل لغير الله به. If you look at this ayah, is linking the issue of halal and haram to aqidah. And we all know the person doesn't consider halal or haram through the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he will be a mushrik. So this theory actually, when we can benefit from this theory, The implementation of this theory is in the special circumstance, unexpected situation through, I mean, when we see there is harm, there is actually collapsing of many contracts, etc. So the situation, we need this to apply this theory where in our situation, as well as the situation of when it happens, when there is earthquakes, hurricanes, starvations, and our cases as well, where the whole situation is disrupted, the whole world is disrupted, which have a direct impact upon the contracts and dealings. Sometimes it may overwhelm even the individuals, like the case of bankruptcy and the death of one of the contractors. So the aims of Sharia in general is to avoid any injustice, to avoid any imbalanced contract, and what we call the ignorance, الغرر والجهالة in the contracts. So I know those contracts mainly they are binding contracts, but even that, the Sharia has an easiness towards those contracts in the same way it has an easiness in the worships. So we need to apply it. We need to look at our contracts where we see there is a clear harm upon one of the contractors. So this is what it is made for. Actually, the other nations, for example, after the World War II, different countries they looked at the situation and they implement this theory through, because it exists in the Sharia as it exists as well in the other civil law. In general, there could be an impact, direct impact. How can we solve these problems? Of course, we can solve the problems through making the justice, where we need to consider the custom, we need to consider the reason, we need to consider the situation. This is one way. The other way is we may consider the termination of the contract, as we are no longer able to carry on for the same conditions of the contract. So this is the situation. At the same time, we shouldn't forget the issue of akhlaq. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned the reconciliation. والصلح خير وأحضرت الأنفس الشح. Reconciliation is best. And we don't really need to raise any single dispute about the contract to the courts, to the judicial system. We can still consider akhlaq al-Islamiyya regarding this by making simple reconciliation, sit down together and make the changes needed to be done regarding this contracts. The Prophet ﷺ himself said in the hadith, رحم الله رجلا سمحا إذا باع وإذا اشترى وإذا اقتضى. وهذا لفظ البخاري, is the wording of Imam Bukhari, unlike some other narrators, they narrate the hadith in different words. So this is the situation. We need to look at our transactions and dealings. I would like my video to go viral, so please spread this video and share it with the other brothers and sisters so they can benefit and look at their contracts. Sometimes it may interfere with the family law as well, because a person, for instance, who's got a wife and he's paying towards the wife and the children separately, is not the one who's not taking care of the expenses. Here in this situation, we may need to look at his a new situation by deferring the payment, or reducing the amount which needed to be paid, etc. So it concerns concerning all of us. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us and save us from this pandemic. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الجنون والجذام والبرص وسيء الأسقام. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الجنون والجذام والبرص وسيء الأسقام. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله، لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون، وسلام على المرسلين، والحمد لله رب العالمين.